I come from a large family, actually. I've got 5 brothers and 5 sisters. 5 of them are older than me, 5 of them are younger than me. So I'm the glue in the middle that keeps them all together. I have, through my 2 sets of grandparents, maybe about 1,000 cousins. Yep. So in almost anyone's terms, I think a big family.
Where are you from?
I always describe it as the centre of the universe. It's about an hour down the road. It's Boggabilla, or Toomala Mission. It's a small little town on the Queensland border. That's where I was born and raised.
Can you describe a typical Saturday afternoon when you were a teen?
No, it's not that long ago, is it? For us, we didn't have the technology that we have around today. I'm almost old because we just had TV when I was a teenager, so and if you wanted to watch TV during the day, maybe Mr. O'Connor remembers, it was a test pattern. No movies, no nothing, just a test pattern and that's all. So basically what we did, we used nearly all of our spare time in and out of the river, and because where I grew up it was not in a town, it was on a mission out of town. We spent nearly all of our leisure time, if you like, in the bush, chasing bush tucker, fishing, yeah, having a really, really good time actually.
What did you want to be when you were a child?
Didn't have many choices because where I grew up we weren't allowed to leave the mission very often, so I didn't see very many other careers than the only people I knew that didn't come off the mission were school teachers or policemen and welfare officers, and I didn't really want to be any of those. So I guess what my grandparents and my uncles did, they were shearers, so most of my childhood was dreaming about becoming a shearer.
What was your goal when you were in high school?
Not much different to yours, I think. I just wanted to get out of there. Okay. But again, my high school years was a little bit different because I'd left the mission by then and actually had choices or saw different aspects, career aspects. But because it was in my family for so many years, even in high school, I still wanted to be a shearer. And eventually that's what I did. I left school and went into the shearing industry.
Who was your role model and why did you look up to him?
There was one I can vaguely remember in my early years of primary school, there was a teacher that was a fantastic guy, and I still remember him to this day, but mostly I think it was my pop. He was probably the man in my life because I was reared by my nan and pop, so, and he was very, very strict, but very fair, and being a little spoiled grandkid, I knew which buttons to press so I could get benefits. Yeah.
Can you describe what your job entails?
Sure. Have we got the rest of the day on? Well, I've got to put up with some of these teachers occasionally, but the basic terms, I suppose, of why I work, I'm a support worker, primarily for students I also have to interact with parents, and as well as students and parents, I spend a lot of my time with teachers, the staff, the principals. I try to. It's very difficult in Albert Street. Most of the time, I've been the only Aboriginal worker here, and it's very, very difficult to try and get into all the classes where the Murray kids are. So over the years I've just developed strategies of catching up with kids in the playground or down the culture room or up in room 21, although not many people go there, do they? But my main role is a support mechanism. The one thing that makes me different or unique in a way is I'm the person that goes between everybody else, from you to home, from home back to you, to teachers, to home. So whenever anything goes wrong, it's my fault, okay? But I wouldn't trade it for the world. But basically, yeah, that's my role, is as a support person, and not just primarily for Indigenous or Murray kids, okay? I work for the school, so if anyone else has got problems, see Mr. Lloyd.
How long have you worked here?
In Albert Street, about 7.5 years. With the Department of Education, about 15 years.
We just had a careers day recently, and we got to experience a variety of jobs. Many of them involve going through year 11 and 12 and going on to uni. Others involve apprenticeships. There are many challenges in choosing a career. Why do you choose this career?
I'm still trying to work that out. But look, I've had, like I said, I left school and went into the shearing sheds. I did that for a number of years, and then there's horrible little jobs you have to do working up to becoming a shearer, and I'd done all those and was just about to start shearing, and I moved away from home, and I went to Tenterfield actually, and then started working in the meatworks for a few years. And one day I went back to university in Armidale, started doing some teacher training, left that, and then I found the public service and haven't worked since. So it's been good. But I've always thought that education is probably the most important thing that I could give to my family and to my community. So it was inevitable that I would come back and start working in the job that I do now. And what makes this job for me so satisfying is I'm here working with you guys all day, but I do get the opportunity to go outside, and I'm talking to mum and dad or nan and pop, and a lot of other things when if I was actually confined to a classroom, I'm not sure if I'd enjoy it as much as I do now.
What things you like about your job and what things you find difficult about it?
Well, firstly, there's a lot more to like than there is to dislike, okay? If I have one bad day, I know I'm going to have about 20 good days to make up for it. Or if I run into some kid with a problem, I'm going to have 20 kids that's going to be able to help fix it up. So, just getting to know all you guys, and by the time most of you leave here, you're actually young adults, 18 and 19-year-old. So, if I can see as many of you guys walk away with a HSC, or a ticket to uni. That's what I like most about my job.